Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. So, a guy brought up an interesting question that I'm going to answer. We weren't going to do videos today, but I want to talk about this stuff while it's fresh on my mind, and I'll just take off Monday. Because y'all know how Tuesdays be anyway. So Monday will be the day we take off this week. And then we'll just try to take off Saturday next week. And just try to take some days off. Because I'll be dropping some heavy loads on y'all, man. Y'all gotta recuperate sometime. But so, he asked the question, so how do you become mentally fit? I can show you. That's a great question, and I'm gonna explain it to you on this video. I don't know how many videos we're gonna do, but we got some coming because we got some things we need to talk about. So let me give you an example to start out with. I like to always start out with an example. So I overheard one of her conversations, man. And she was basically saying, "Oh, I'm never gonna get with another dark-skinned dude again, and I'ma deal with a light-skinned guy or somebody from a different race," right? Now keep in mind, I've been taking care of this woman for all that time. I ain't never cheat on her. All I did was stood on her and challenged her on some stuff because I let her get away too long. She was trying to dictate to me, man. She ain't never even dealt with dudes like that. She gonna see that these guys is different than me. Women just gotta learn that sometime. But she talking all this stuff. I'm in the bathroom, and I'm just listening like, dude, I just can't believe my ears. This woman is actually trying to act like all of this stuff is because of me. I told y'all the only thing that you could look at me for is like that roller coaster financial stuff. I'll admit that. But I also will tell the truth about it too. Man, a lot of them times I was just trying to do something, just trying to make a living. But I can't, as far as mental, we're gonna talk about mental fitness. I can't sit back and just let people disrespect me and talk all kind of crazy stuff and treat the other workers better than me. Just because they don't like my political beliefs, or they don't like the fact that I carry a Bible, or some other stuff they don't like, or they don't like somebody that didn't like me for whatever reason. They had put some poison in their mind too, so they acting crazy towards me. And I decide I'm not finna sit around and deal with this, because if I do something to them, now I'm gonna mess my record up. And I look at it like, I ain't get no record all the stuff I used to do in the past life. Why should I get a record now? That's how I looked at it. And so I made decision to leave jobs. Now think about it. I don't be leaving nothing out of the story. Even when I was working at Texas Juvenile Justice Department, this woman was still mad, holding grudges over. And when a woman is holding grudges against you, look out. Because me and her was on the same level before she became a supervisor, and I made her look bad because she was letting a guy walk around with a sharp stick, that if he dropped it or moved it the wrong way, he could have cut one of them people in the community service. So I took it from him. And she said I could have it. So when we got back, we both sharing our side of the story. I said, and he said she said he could have it, but I felt like it was a safety risk him walking around there, and the supervisor over both of us agreed with me. She had that against me from that point. When dude put her in the conversation that me and him was having about child support, then he had the nerve, because he was losing the argument, to try to put her in. What you think, such and such, come here for a second, what you think about that? And it was on and popping from there. She used her position against me. She was trying her best to get me in trouble or get me fired. And I just got tired of her, man, so I started snapping on her. Like, when she tried to blame me, I swear to you, the Most High hearing what I'm saying, he know I'm telling you the whole story. Because the little fruity dude wanted to hang up under them and have do his job. So he got one of the guys got over on him and came in there with me. I said, man, what you doing with that on, man? You supposed to be in the shower. I already took my shower. Such and such said I could wear it. They knew he came in there like that. They had to know that he didn't take his shower. It almost seemed like a setup, man. So when it was time for them to go to bed, he raises his hand and says, I ain't showered yet. And she gonna say, Howard, I went off. I said, how you gonna sit there and try to blame that on me? And there's 3 of y'all out there. I said, I'm tired of you with this little childish stuff. Don't be yelling at me. She sounded like the girl on Police Academy. Don't be yelling at me. I'm telling you, I ain't that type to do nothing to women. But you don't do stuff like that and then try to blame me. So the next day, he was taking her side because she had been trying to put stuff in his head about all the men in general, because they know the supervisor didn't want women there no more because there wasn't no girls in there. And so we arguing in the meeting because I'm like, I still don't see how y'all trying to blame that on me. I had nothing to do with the shower routine. I divided the guys up and had them in the classroom with me. Just like y'all always try to put the worst dudes with me because y'all can't handle it. We just going back and forth. He says she's still trying to take up for the other dude, trying to blame me. I swear to you, the Most High hear me. I ain't had nothing to do with what they was doing out there. And so when he told her, I already told you what I'm gonna do about him, and I saw that evil grin, I said, I can't work here no more. I would have did something to her, man. And I'm not even that type of person. Mental fitness, one of the most important things, we kind of out of turn with it. You got to know when to remove yourself from people that are going to put you in a position or going to contribute to you being in a position that you don't want to be in. When people start going against you to that point, you can't ignore them. You can't go somewhere else in the plant. You can't do this. You can't do that. You gotta make that conscious decision. I made the conscious decision that I couldn't work there no more because, like I told y'all before, they was trying to hoping this stuff was me. I was barely making mistakes. They ain't had nothing on me. So it was making everybody else look bad because they had already been working there. We had to pass out meds. I wasn't having no med errors. I had one because the computer shut down, and when it came back up, there wasn't nothing I could do. I wasn't finna stay there all night and wait for it to come back up. So they gave me a med error for not putting those entries in there. But other than that, I wasn't having no med errors. Dude was having all type of med errors. He took the dudes to Hooters and a lot of them were SAs. He wasn't supposed to do that, man. You triggering what they being treated to overcome. So I had to make a conscious decision. And my decision, even though it got rough after that, with all the stuff they was doing, all the stuff they was saying, I had to leave them alone. Just like at the last job. Same thing. You just trying to go against me. So you going against all your trainers just so you can go against me. It don't make sense. Like, he literally was putting me in danger, my freedom, everything, because he had me wanting to just start just jacking dudes up. I'm like, this dude, everybody know about me in the county. And this dude trying to act like somebody, man, I could not believe my ears. I couldn't. I wasn't even finna see mental fitness too. You gotta know when action will put you in a bad situation. I know if I would have got mad at dude and we would have got into it in that office, who knows, all them guys would have tried to help. And that would have just unleashed a beast. Cause ain't no way, I don't care how many dudes it is. If I decide to fight, this is why I stay away from people who trying to be tough, knowing that I'm not scared of them. Cause I know if I'm going against 10 people, then I'm going to elevate, or at least make the effort to elevate my violence to match 10 people. Mental fitness is removing yourself. I sat down there and I thought about it. It was a guy upstairs that me and him was getting into it because he didn't understand how things went, because he wasn't even from the state of Wisconsin. He just up here running his mouth. And I had got on him before about running his mouth. So I was already triggered by all that foolishness from the captain. It was just pure foolishness, man. He ain't know what the hell he was talking about. I don't care if he is a captain. What he was saying didn't make sense. They already told us, like, if somebody is going to their bunk, you just stay close enough that if they try something, but don't let them talk and let them go to their bunk. The guy that was fighting was going to his bunk. You could see it on camera. We watching the video. He gonna say, "Oh, you should have tased him, or you should have gave him a command." His back is turned to me. Yep, and they would have fired me, or they would have called the sheriff, try to put me in jail. Like, why would he tase him in his back? I never trusted them. At least at my old facility, they all knew me, and they was more level-headed, and they wasn't like petty like some of them, just trying to pick and choose who you gonna get on. And you got these 10 people over here not even doing a phone list, but you want to get on the people on probation, and you making them stand out because these guys are institutionalized, and they normally govern themselves with the phone, and then the staff that ain't on probation was letting them govern themselves. But you want the new people to stand out and be looking like villains in these dudes' eyes. I had to make a decision. It's a lot of time to come down to how you feel about yourself too. What I feel about myself is I believe the Most High is always gonna help me in some way, and I believe I'm always gonna come out on top of any situation, even if I have to take a few steps back. That's how I think. I'm not one of them dudes that'll try to stay married to a chick that I know ain't into me, don't respect me, don't even like me. I don't do stuff like that with jobs or anything, because I had a mental fitness to overcome any loss I can overcome. So let's put this together. I'm finna put this together for you. Mental fitness is just like physical fitness. You gotta exercise. The more you exercise, the more you condition yourself, just like you condition yourself mentally or physically. When you condition yourself mentally, it's gonna have the same result. In the spirit, you're gonna have an 8-pack. In your mental psyche, you're gonna have an 8-pack. You're gonna be chiseled because you are exercising your mental capabilities. How do you exercise them? By having a pre-planned practice response on everything. That's one. You got to do your reps with that. You got to be like, well, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do this. So it eliminates the worry. It eliminates the worry. I don't worry, but dealing with her, it's like she always worries. So it like kind of throw me off mentally if I wasn't mentally fit. Now, that's number one. Number two is affirmations. You gotta affirm yourself. You gotta do your reps with affirmation every day. Every day. That's part of your mental fitness. You gotta tell yourself what you want to hear. You gotta tell yourself what you need to hear. Because people ain't gonna do it. People gonna judge you. This is why I never put nobody in front of the Most High, no matter how good or bad it is. Because I know people. And people, everything is based on what they feeling at the moment. And what you giving them. And what they want you to give them. The Most High ain't like that. The Most High looks at the earth like, man, that's just temporary. You get rich, I don't care. But stop bugging me about being rich. That's his attitude. He don't care who get rich. This is why you see people that's not with him with all the money. Because he don't care. He not going to stop you from getting rich. Your mental obesity will stop you from getting rich. You ain't got the energy for it. You ain't got the mental stamina to get rich. You got to build yourself up to become a rich person. You got to condition yourself. Your actions and your words have to be a team. F what these people talking about. I don't care if it's your own mama. That's the next thing. All people are the same. If they are saying or they are doing things that's not gonna benefit you mentally, you gotta throw out what they doing. You gotta throw out what they saying. You may have to move across the country to get away from some people. If all your friends do is smoke weed and talk all crazy stuff, you might have to go somewhere else, man. You gonna let them bring you down like they bringing themselves down? That's like a bodybuilder hanging with all fat people and going to buffets every day and not working out. It's how people doing each other. And this is why in the United States, the Americans are check to check. I showed y'all how much $1 million is. It's attainable. People from India, people from all different parts of the world, they come over here because their mental fitness is better. Mental fitness will improve family relationships. But if you got one person that's mentally obese or mentally destroyed, if you're not careful, that person gonna affect you. They gonna mess you up. So your actions and your words got to be a team. Let me show you something. It's different for men too. When you a man, I don't care if you are married. You don't let her dictate nothing to you. I don't care if she make more than you. I don't care what the deal is, because she gonna destroy your mental fitness. You'll be a person that you can't leave her alone no matter what she do and say, because you don't let her get in your head. And speaking of that, let's go back to my example. So she running her mouth, and I hear all this stuff, right? And it's like, I was getting a headache because I just felt stuck. Like, I'm thinking like, why is my money messed up? I got a little money, but it's not what I should have. And it's like, I should have enough money where I could end this right now and it won't matter. I be worried. Well, I don't be worried, but listen to what I'm saying. I be thinking about, man, what if I go down there and they try to make me give her lifetime alimony because of how long it's been? I was pacing last night. I called my sister earlier because, like, you gotta line stuff up. That's part of your mental fitness. And I said, yeah, tell mama that I might need to get up in that house and see what's going on, in case I gotta start doing some things and go over there. Remember, I said you gotta be willing to remove yourself. There's no benefit to me being there no more whatsoever, even with the kids. There's just no benefit. And I hate that they're in the middle of that, but that's just what it is. That's what it is. Like, she talking like that. I don't want to do nothing for her. I don't want nothing to do with her. Period. That's my mental. Like I can separate from opposition. It's another thing. I don't try to make amends with opposition. Once a person or a thing or whatever becomes opposition, you don't make amends. You don't make amends. That's like me building myself, like building a house on the sand. Trying to make amends with opposition. Okay, that's how you feel. All right, cool. That's how you feel. Don't try to make nobody feel different about you than they voluntarily do. She holds grudges. She's been resentful over a lot of stuff. Over that, me watching porn back in 2001. We lost some of our children. She blamed me, talking about I wasn't there for her and all this other stuff and whatever else she holds. She holds grudges. Bottom line. And she can't say, I tell her all the time, you hold grudges. She never says that she doesn't, because she knows it's the truth. You don't try to change how people feel about you. You gotta fortify the way you feel about yourself. These dudes will get on here and talk about you like a dog. They don't faze me. Because if you talk about me, they know not to say my name. If you talking about me, any content creator, you got a problem with me, say my name. And let's see who gonna hurt each other the most with the things they say. You could talk about my teeth. You could talk about this. You could talk about that. You could try to interview her. None of it gonna matter. I'll cook you. I'll cook her and anybody else that got something to say about me. Because I'm mentally built up. And when you mentally built up, you be down about something, but it ain't gonna last. I ain't down about all of this. I just was looking at like, dang, man, I already had the money. I should be in Arizona right now instead of sleeping on a couch that I've been sleeping on for 3 years. Sometimes I be comfortable, sometimes I don't. trying to be around my kids, man. You got to make decisions mentally, man. And then I cook her relatives too, trying to act like she innocent. Say that to me. Let's get on a three-way and we can put everything each other been doing and saying on the table. I'm willing to put what I've been doing and saying on the table. They'll be over there, you need to leave him alone. You need to get out. I heard that conversation. Man, her sister better not say nothing else to me. I heard what she was saying. Then be trying to ask somebody to do something. That's another thing. When your mentality is right, you know when it's time to cutthroat people. Just like how she tried to call me, she need to go to the doctor, she this. I said, yeah, just the other day I was a bum, loser, all this. I ain't no loser. I ain't never been to jail. Just because a person ain't rich, I will be if life continues. But just because a person is not rich, that doesn't make them a loser. How can you say somebody that ain't never been to prison is a loser in the United States of America? You're a dummy. You don't know what a loser is. So everything is money? Because if that's the case, you can't even say I'm a loser with that. I done made millions of dollars in my lifetime. I probably done made like 3-4 million. How can you be a loser? Y'all don't know what that means. People just say that because they trying to put you down. You can't put me down. I'm built up. You will get cooked. You know what? Hey, I know how to talk about people. I done sized everybody up in case somebody get to running their mouth. I done sized practically all these content creators up. I done sized people around here up. We might have to do a part 2 if it go off, because I just cleared some space. But this, and you can't just talk about this real quick and brief. Another thing, when you built up mentally, you gonna do research. That's how you build yourself up mentally too. You got to know something. You got to know about something. You're going to build yourself up mentally just by learning. Learning builds you up. So when you learn stuff, can't nobody come on here and try to act like the whole thing with FBA, the argument. Man, you can't convince me. How you going to try to make me think that me knowing about my ancestors and being foundational Black American, how you gonna try to convince me that that's wrong? And I'm telling you, when people be built up mentally, you will get cooked. It's dudes getting cooked on here. You can't, look, man, my ancestors is from here. Now, it don't matter if I respect you or I like you as a content creator. You can't come on here talking that Fat Joe stuff. He was in the wrong. So now you talking like him, you in the wrong too. Any of y'all, there's a couple of them talking this stuff. So when Mike TV and Tito and all these dudes start cooking you, you brought it on yourself. If you over here, man, just enjoy it. Don't try to change nobody's mind, man. Listen, all these other races, they'll get together and it's perfectly okay. The minute people, FBA, black first, B1, now, they being racist. Man, some of these people are just fads, man. I'm just going, I'm starting to see that. When you see people going against what we talk about in the red pill and trying to talk against the FBA and all this other stuff, they could just be working with them peoples. I don't care who you is, man. That's mental fitness too. Mental fitness, when there needs to be division, there is. See, a lot of these people are not mentally fit, so they'll stay at a job that they hate, and then they'll just be tooting lines of coke on their off days, or doing something else weird to cope, because they don't have the mental fitness. They don't know how to create hobbies. That's another thing. Part of your mental fitness is you gotta find ways to have fun. Fun can't be primary. It can't be the priority, but it has to be part of your life equation. And if you dealing with people on a daily, this affecting your fun. Like if you pay rent or a mortgage and you go in the house and you don't feel like you at home, it's time for you to move around. You say, but I got kids. So what? Move around and take your kids where you go. They'll be able to visit. Get you about 7,000-8,000 to take her to court if she try to alienate you from your kids. That's another thing. Sometimes you're going to have to wage war. Sometimes you're going to have battles. It's part of mental fitness. You trying to avoid all your battles, people going to run over you. Sometimes you got to put people in their place. Oh, you supposed to be a Christian? That's next thing. Knowing who you are, when people try to manipulate you, it's going to bounce right off. I ain't supposed to be a believer. I am a believer. And you don't have to believe in me. I know what I am. You don't know me. If you telling me I'm something that I know I am, like I'm not, you don't know me. I know me. Some people just going to be enemies, man. The devil is in the world. Y'all got to understand that. I got to understand that. Well, I'm a believer. All that. Just because a person say they a believer don't mean the devil can't use them, can't influence them. The devil can harden your heart just by sitting next to you like this, talking in your mind. You got to do it yourself. The Most High ain't going to do nothing for you. Look at that. You done lost this. You done lost that. Then their heart just gets hard towards the Most High. And now you trying to pray to him and he see your hard heart. You can't pray to him with no hard heart. You ain't forgiving nobody and you asking the Most High to do some stuff for you. That's why you can't get no prayer through. You gotta forgive people. It's part of your mental fitness. If you're not forgiving people, you're going to be mentally unstable. You don't have to deal with everybody because you forgive. You got to know how to forgive people and know where you stand with them. If they are opposition, you forgive them and you just get away from around them. You don't, well, I'm going to keep going around. I'm going to kill them with kindness. No, you not. You ain't gonna kill nobody with kindness. That's fake. That don't work. If a person, this is 2025, if a person don't like you, they not gonna like you. They making a conscious decision. I told y'all I know people that was out of order. I put them, I just said something to them one time, and then they want to walk around the job. Man, I don't F with him. Man, he this, he that, trying to make a mockery and a joke out of you. Man, you weak. Nigga, you weak mentally. See, people go by appearance, man. Let me tell you something. Just because somebody have locks and a beard do not mean that they're in favor of other black people. Some of these dudes are little boys trapped in men's bodies. So you already know they ain't gonna know how to act. They'll mess with your wife. Remember in elementary? That's why your girlfriend like me now. That's elementary. Trying to get in a relationship with somebody that you know, girlfriend or wife. Ain't nothing grown man about that. There's no way I'm gonna do that. I don't care if I didn't like you. I'm not getting away. Only way I would is if you tried to do it to me. I'm like, okay, I'll go right to your wife, especially if she fine. Be like, look, they got together. We might as well get together. That's the only way I would do something like that. And probably still wouldn't. Because it's not manly for you to get with somebody that was with somebody that you know. That's kid stuff. People do show me all the time the way they drive, the way they act. Like racism is childish. It's childish. But standing with the people you need to stand with, that's not racism. Racism is when you don't like people or you think you better than people because of your race or because of their race. FBA don't do that. FBA just say, all right, man, this is who we are and this is what we need to do. Then some of these dudes, they get mad because they calling them tethers. But look at the stuff some of these dudes call people. Some of the same people, you mad because somebody call you a tether, but your whole channel is talking about other people. And I know at least 5 channels like this. I look at it, this is the truth about FBA. Some of them people that you calling tethers, if you go through their ancestry, some of their ancestor was FBA. But the reason why he came up with that was because of the actions that be surrounding some of these people. Like they'll come from like Africa, and some of them will think they better than us. I've heard stuff, man. Like I've even, that's another thing that was wrong with Pearly Things, man. And look, I still watch Anton and sometimes watch Angry Man, but that's what was wrong with her. She was putting black people down left and right. She even tried to make it tried to make a joke about one of her African assistants. That chick is terrible, man. Horrible. Horrible. And then she tried to take little sideways shots against the church because she know that a couple of people that came against her were pastors, preachers and stuff. Man, forget that, bro. You don't know nothing. You just trying to be female version of Kevin Samuel. You ain't never even been in a relationship to do none of that stuff you talking about. Girl, shut up. You need to really be quiet. And she's still talking. That chick don't know nothing. Does she even got a boyfriend? She ain't never been married either. Trying to hear that, man. And that's the next thing is with people like that, like I said, you got to know when to stand on them. You got to be humble enough to listen to anyone when they right, but to stand on them when they wrong. Because that little deriding, that little cheerleading, that's not mental fitness. Yeah, I'm in favor of you as long as you're in favor of truth. You start getting away from the truth, start getting into childish stuff, man, I could go against you too. I can go against anybody. Loyalty is very important to mental fitness. All of these things you got to exercise. When you got to stand on somebody, when you might have to stand up for yourself, when you got to be quiet and just know that this person is childish and don't respond. When to get a divorce. When, you don't want to jump the gun with this person, just talk it out with them. You got to know when to do all these things. Ain't no talking it out in my situation. That would be mentally unstable for me to even try. Let me show you. Let's go back. When I was working third shift, wasn't cheating, women everywhere, women even hiding on my pod, sleep, never tried nothing, never did nothing. Had several opportunities everywhere. Never did nothing. All I did was look at some booty. I like seeing it. But it could have been in my face and I would have said, you know what, this ain't right. That was before I learned about polygyny. She's the reason I learned about polygyny in the first place, because I looked at it like something in my conscience was telling me. See, your conscience will speak to you when you fit mentally. You got to trust your gut. It's like, man, there's got to be more to this. Why would I have to stick to somebody that don't want to have sex, barely do it when they do, always talking about this dude is cute, that dude is cute. But if I say anything about a woman, we into it for a week. All these things. Then the emotional affair. Then the deal with the Wendy's. All that stuff. All this stuff keep happening. Then you try to fight me and you knew where I was at. I'm like, dude, this is not. And I'm reading the Bible. I study all the marriages in the Bible. And I just got to praying like something ain't right. This is not how it's supposed to be. Be like, you got to show me, man. If I'm wrong, show me where I'm wrong. This, that, and other. That's when I found out about divorce and how, like, a man can divorce his wife. A woman in the Bible, she can't divorce her husband. If she do, the Bible says she got to remain unmarried. Because now if he divorces her for no fault of her own, the Bible says that she can remarry without no repercussion. But if she was rebellious of any kind of way, even, and what he doesn't know counts too. That counts too. We're going to have to do a part 2, man, because I don't know how much space I got. I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to get going.